Welcome everyone to a 2026 Boater's Guide to Lake Norman. I'm here with my cheap Yamaha SX190, a 19-foot runabout style boat with plenty of seating. I will be taking you around Lake Norman today to show you some of the restaurants, the coves, the beaches, and the sandbar of what Lake Norman has to offer, and then maybe some of the secret spots that I will give up in this video that I have learned over the years. But this will be a general overview of the lake and what to expect. I am here at almost the southernmost point of the lake, Blythe Landing. Between March and October, it is a $5 launch fee. I am going to get the boat ready. I'm going to launch it here. It's just me today, and we'll get moving around the lake. We are going to work our way around the lake in a clockwise fashion. I'll put a map up on the screen to see some of the highlighted areas we're going to go to. Also, I have a full tank of fuel on board, and I will tell you at the end how much fuel it actually uses to take this little 19-foot jet boat around the lake, so you can plan accordingly when you get here. So at Blythe Landing, the lake is quite low right now, so only 2 of the 4 or 6 ramps are open. So the left 2 ramps, the right 2 ramps, if you're looking at the ramps, are the only 2 that are open. The left 4, where the docks are closed due to, you can see there, they end very shortly, where these are much longer, so you can actually back in. If you try to back in here, not that you can because they're marked off, they're roped off, but your trailer wheels will get caught on that ledge and then you can't get out. So that's not a fun thing. There's some fish here, but we're going to start heading out into the lake. Got the boat warming up. Gonna put everything away, take this jacket off because it's getting nice and warm on this beautiful Friday afternoon. And yeah, let's hit the water. So when leaving Blythe Landing, there is a very narrow channel here, so follow the channel markers. As you can tell, it's quite rocky on the starboard side here, and then the left-hand side is just, I think, just really shallow. I haven't actually been over there before, but it opens up right here pretty nicely, and then you just have lake. The lake is quite low today, like I said, so the different sandbars and beaches will be interesting. I haven't seen the lake this low in a while, but we haven't had any significant rain for more than a month. So it is April 2026 right now, early April. So hopefully we get some rain here shortly and the lake comes back up. Our first stop after Blythe Landing is going to be LakeHouse Wine Bar and Grill. It's changed names a couple of times. I have not been there since it's most recently changed names, but I've had a lot of friends that stop in, and it's a great place to go, and they have dockage. That is a key, so you can pull up right on your boat. All of these restaurants today will have docks that you can pull up to by boat. So that is a key when I'm pointing out restaurants to go to, is that they all have dockage where you can leave your boat while you eat. So this is LakeHouse Wine Bar and Grill. There is plenty of dockage. I'll put how many slips there actually are here on the screen. Great food. Haven't been here in a while. Haven't been here since they changed names. They have changed, like I said, a couple of times. But in the cove here, pretty deep in, no wake zone the whole way. So really nice, peaceful little spot. So yeah, now we're gonna go out to the center of the lake. We're gonna go find a beach that I go to quite often when it is not busy like today, and it's going to be really nice. But when it is busy, like 4th of July or any really nice weekend during the summer, it is unusable due to the amount of waves from the wakes from boats, especially wakeboarding boats. So we're going to head there right now. So we are here in the middle part of the lower lake. Where we came from is over there, Blythe Landing. The nuclear power plant and dam is right here. There's a nice warm spot over here where the coolant discharge comes out. Fresh water, just hot water that comes from the nuclear power plant. We're headed that way to the main channel of the lake. We're gonna stop at that island and show you the beach that is there. But the main channel is, in its longest straight run, is about 5 miles. Around the corner is Peninsula Yacht Club. which is a private club, so you can't get fuel or go there unless you're a member. But out here, really nice part of the lake, a lot of bigger houses. Denny Hamlin lives there. A couple of their NASCAR drivers are here throughout the lake. I'll try to point some out when I see them, but we're gonna head that way towards the main portion. This is one of the first beaches that I started going to when I started boating on Lake Norman. It's right outside of Peninsula Yacht Club. It's a tiny little island. There's a beach on this side, there's a beach on the other side. The problem with the beach on this side, as you can probably tell, is that the channel markers are right here, so everyone cuts the corner, and this beach turns to a real beach with actual waves and stuff. Not great for motorboats because your boat gets torn up by all of the waves. Quite shallow, really nice. The lake is really low right now, so you'll see that some of the clams and stuff are out, which they normally are under the water, and you can see where the water line is normally. But really good lake on a quiet, really good beach on a quiet day like today. So we're gonna go to another beach, and then one that I've never been to, but I've saw on a couple of posts on Facebook, so I'm gonna go check that one out also. And then after those two lakes, we're gonna go to the infamous Sandbar. I don't think anyone's gonna be there today, but I can at least show you what it looks like when no one is here, and then I'll come back in the middle of summer at some point and show you at its full potential and how crazy it is. This is another one of those great beaches. Lake is low, so there's a lot more of it exposed. You can tell it's a really shallow run up the whole way. So if you have a stern drive, be wary. Outboard should be good, jet drive should be good, but it is shallow the whole way, like 1 or 2 feet from out here all the way till you get to the beach itself. But this place gets quite busy during the summer. We're off of the main part of the lake up here. The Sandbar is on the other side of that island over there. So this is a smaller one that's not as crazy, but still gets pretty popular. So we're not gonna go all the way up to where Apps and Taps used to be. That's too far for today. That's more of a locals area. If you want to really get away, that's where it starts to turn back into kind of like a river, is way north of the lake where Apps and Taps and a couple other restaurants are. There are 3 of them right there, right past the 150 bridge. Great spot to go to get away from everything, but it is really far outside of the main portion of the lake. Now I'm gonna go to the infamous Sandbar and see what it's like today before hitting up a couple more restaurants and Trump Cove before calling it a day and heading straight back down the lake, back to Blythe Landing. It really doesn't look like much, but this is the Sandbar. You can look it up on Google even. It has a spot. You can see the pictures of what it turns into at the height of summer. So I'm gonna very gently come up here and beach the boat and turn it off for a little bit and have a drink of soda and talk to you about the rest of the lake. Over here, this next island over, even though that beach looks really nice, that is a nature preserve for birds. So you are not allowed to go on that at all. You will get a pretty big fine. So we got a couple of geese that are hanging out, but you can tell it's a pretty steep drop off. So even your stern drive boats should be able to come up and beach their boats. But yeah, you can see how steep the drop off is here. So even stern drive boats can use it pretty easily here and whatnot. But yeah, I'm gonna push the boat up a little bit more, throw an anchor in the water, and talk to you about the rest of the lake. So this is the Sandbar, what it looks like when no one's here. It's the beginning of April here on Lake Norman. So once it gets warm and that water temperature really starts to come up, this place is gonna get packed. It's really nice on a Friday afternoon with no one around right now. Kind of have the place to myself, except for a couple geese. They are nesting up in here, so I will not go up there and disturb them. But another unfortunate part about the lake is there is trash I'm gonna clean up a little bit of the trash here because it's pretty big and whatnot, and it's not terrible. But this place does get a little bit trashy, like with actual trash in the middle of summer when it gets really popular. And that is an unfortunate part of the lake and whatnot, is there are a lot of rental boats and people that just don't take care of what they use, and they leave behind trash and fire pits and stuff like that. So try to clean up after yourself and whatnot. We are going to now, gonna head down to go by Lake Norman Yacht Club, show you where a lot of the sailboats come out of. They also sail out of Peninsula Yacht Club and a couple other marinas. We're gonna go to Trump Golf Course, and then on the way, we're gonna go to the westernmost part of the lake that I'm gonna go to today, which is North Harbor Club, which is a great place for lunch, a really nice place, not too busy, but it is hard to get a boat slip there because it is a very popular spot. After that, I'm gonna go to Hullo Sailor, which is another great restaurant, also really hard to get a boat slip in the middle of summer when it's really popular, before heading back to Blythe Landing and calling it a day. So if there's anything that you think I missed, or you have any stories about the Sandbar that you want to share in the comments below, let me know. We haven't done a ton of Sandbar stuff, but I've heard some wild stories about this place because it's somewhat secluded. You can't really see any of the houses, and there are some big parties that happen out here with DJs and everything like that. I'll try to find some photos and put them up to show you, but it gets crazy. And then I'm gonna head down to Lake Norman and Trump Golf Course. Trump is a spot where people anchor and swim from. It's not an actual beach or anything like that. So this is gonna be the last beach stop for the day. I'll point some out if I see them along the way, but this is probably the most popular one out of all of them on Lake Norman. So behind me, you can see the golf course and several boats anchored. I'm actually very surprised people are out here already, but this cove gets completely full of people, and they end up being a little channel in the middle where people will come in and out, but there are a lot of swimmers, so be careful when coming through here. The marina for the golf course is behind me. It is members only, so you cannot pull up there unless you are a member. They will tell you to leave, but this is Trump Golf Course. It is his golf course here, and this anchorage also gets very rowdy, but there are noise ordinances, so you cannot have your music too loud, otherwise the police will come and fine you, because everyone in these big houses here, they don't like all the noise, even though this is where they chose to live, and it's been like this for years, so they will call the police on you if you are too loud. Now we're gonna head to North Harbor Club, which is gonna be a little bit of a stretch to the other side of the lake, west of here, but wonderful place to eat. I'll show you that marina, and then I'll show you the next stop before heading back to the boat slip. This is North Harbor Club with the yellow umbrellas. They have a lot of boat slips, but they are very narrow. They fit like one cabin cruiser, but you can tell which slips are available for the restaurant because they have the red North Harbor flag burgee on the boat slips, but it is very tight in here, so make sure you're a good docker or have lots of hands available, because it gets really crowded and really hard to dock if it is very full and there's a lot of traffic in here. But really good food, recommend coming here. This is one of our main go-to places to come for lunch. This is Hullo Sailor, great lunch spot. Plenty of docks usually, and a nice big area to hang out and wait for an open slip if they are all full. There's also dockage on the other side of these fingers as well, if you can fit around the other side. And these are fuel docks on this side right here, so you're not allowed to dock here, but everything to the left is open docking for the restaurant. And yeah, that will do it for a tour of the main spots here on Lake Norman for early 2026 boating season is about to get underway. I hope you found this video useful. I'm gonna head back to Blythe Landing now. But yeah, let me know what I missed, what I should make a video about, if I missed any spots you wanna see or wanna see by boat, or any tips or tricks you wanna know about anchoring in the area or shoals or anything like that, and navigational aids. Let me know. I'm happy to make a more technical video of that as well. And then also, if you want to know anything about sailing on the lake, let me know that as well. Done a lot of sailing on this lake and racing and whatnot, so happy to make that video as well. But for now, I'm going to cruise on back to the boat ramp, pick up the boat, put it on the trailer, go fill up some fuel. I'm right at a little over quarter of a gallon that quarter of a tank that I have burned. So we will see how much all of this motoring around will cost you fuel wise for an SX190. And it'll kind of give you an idea of budgeting right now with high fuel prices of what a day on the lake of hitting up a bunch of different spots, how much fuel you'll actually burn, and use that for budgeting purposes. So yeah, I'm gonna cruise on back. I'll see you all in the next video.